Good morning, students. Today we will discuss another work, The Tempest by William Shakespeare. It is his last play written solely by him, published around 1611, and Shakespeare uses magical elements and supernatural characters to explore themes of power, forgiveness, and colonization through his masterful writing style. Alright, so now without any further ado, let's quickly get into the summary analysis of The Tempest by William Shakespeare. So the central character of the play is Prospero. He was once the Duke of Milan before his brother Antonio betrayed him. Actually, Prospero was originally the legitimate Duke of Milan. He was deeply devoted to his studies of liberal arts and magic, and because of this scholarly focus, he gradually neglected his duties of state. And Prospero entrusted the whole state's management of political affairs to his brother Antonio. And now, as you see, Antonio got the opportunity of power, and eventually Antonio conspired with Alonso. Alonso is the king of Naples, who was traditionally an enemy of Milan. So both of them, Antonio as well as Alonso, overthrew Prospero completely. Actually, it happened like that. The soldiers of Antonio and Alonso seized Prospero and her 3-year-old daughter Miranda, and instead of killing them, because if they kill them the public will outrage, so what they did was they put Prospero and the 3-year-old Miranda on a boat and set them adrift at sea. After a while they landed on an island, and then they lived for 12 years on that island. Prospero is so much bitter about this betrayal. He wants his enemies to pay for what they did to him. Now one day what happened was all these enemies were sailing near his island. So Prospero, using his magical powers, he created a magical storm. This magical storm is known as the Tempest. Prospero brings them to the island through his magic. Prospero is already backed up with 2 more people. The one is the magical spirit Ariel. Actually, Ariel is a spirit which used to reside on a tree, and Prospero promised her that he will use the magical knowledge to free Ariel from the tree. In response, Ariel has to serve Prospero faithfully so that the promise of freedom can be made. On the other hand, we have Caliban. His situation is different. He is described as half human and half monster. He was born on this island and considered himself to be the rightful owner of the island. When Prospero and Miranda first arrived, they treated Caliban kindly. Prospero taught him language, and Miranda tried to educate him. However, Caliban tried to attempt rape Miranda, which led Prospero to enslave him as a punishment. So these master-slave relationships are complex and have been interpreted as Shakespeare commentary on European colonization, with Prospero representing the European colonizer who arrives on a foreign shores and then subjugates the native inhabitants. Prospero treats them cruelly and controls them throughout the play. So now, as you know that the enemies are landed on the island, Prospero has used the magical powers to trap them. There are a lot of characters who were on the shipwreck. Let's write down one by one. The first is Alonso, who is the king of Naples. Then we have the son of Alonso, Ferdinand. Then we have the brother of Alonso, Sebastian. We have Antonio, who has betrayed him just in the beginning of the play, as we have discussed. Then we have the honest counselor Gonzalo, an honest old counselor of Prospero. Then we have Adrian and Francisco, Trinculo, the king's jester, Stefano, a drunken butler, and the shipmasters and the minor characters of the play. Now what happens here is that Miranda, on looking at Ferdinand, and Ferdinand on looking at Miranda, they both fall in love with each other. Trinculo and Stefano both are the characters who provide the comic relief in the play. And it also has a comic subplot involving Caliban. So Caliban, who is described as a monster, he offers Stefano and Trinculo to kill Prospero so they can take over the island. So this can be related to the plan of his freedom. The remaining characters on the island are experiencing very challenging situations because of the magic created by the Prospero. He is always controlling them. He is always forcing them to meet with a lot of challenges. Ariel is a spirit who is creating all these challenges for the remaining characters. None of the characters realize that it is the Prospero who is orchestrating all these events on this island. Prospero also causes all the characters sleep so that Ferdinand and Miranda can meet each other and they can have a good time. So he makes all the characters sleep. Ariel also create some sort of magical banquet where all the characters are gathered for the best feast. All the characters come and they were surprised looking at the food in front of them, and as soon as they pick the food to eat, the magical banquet disappears, leaving all the characters confused and frightened that what's happening with them. Also, Ariel is delivering a lot of speech that is driving Alonso to suicidal madness with guilt. So Alonso, having a lot of guilt, he wanted to die, he wanted to suicide out of guilt what he had done with his brother Prospero years ago. So Prospero's magic felt like a controlling force to all of them. They were witnessing strange event coming to them very unexpectedly. Ferdinand was separated with the group and he was somewhere else, so everyone thought that Ferdinand might have died, and after making their life hell on the island, finally Prospero came to reveal himself to his enemies. Prospero is very happy looking at their situation, so now he decided to forgive rather than seeking revenge. As he looked on to the characters and the people around him, he gets much softer, he gets much emotional because it's been 12 years that he has not met anyone, and now as he look onto them, he becomes very soft. Now at the end, he forgive everyone. Now he prepares to return to Milan. Ferdinand also rejoins them. Alonso, looking at Ferdinand, he is overjoyed and he made a promise to get him engaged to Miranda. Towards the end of the play, they have a celebration. Prospero frees Ariel from servitude as promised. Ariel also gets very happy that he can now be free. Prospero also forgives Caliban, who is also very sorry about what he has done to Prospero. So he forgives Caliban. He is declared to be the Duke of Milan again and welcomed back to civilization. Towards the end, he drowns all his magical books in the end so that he does not have to use the powers again. Concluding, all in all, we can say that he chooses forgiveness over revenge. That's what we all have to discuss in this particular summary. I hope you found the video helpful. Do let me know any other video you want me to share in the next video. We will discuss it soon. That's it for this. Thank you.